It's time to gather together. Hi there, I'm Yelta, and I'll be buying the first round while we chat about Final Fantasy XIV. This is episode 173. Pull up a chair and join us. On the menu tonight, duty commenced episode 31, archive now available. New optional items available. Shadowbringer's main theme available for download. Letter from the Rooster live part L63, I think. Set for August 7th. Patch 5.05 notes. We have some developers blog and tracker. And a reminder about our Geek Out and Game On meetup in Minneapolis. That is on Saturday. I'm excited. But first, let's shoot the shit. What has been going on this week? Hey, Ruby, how you doing?
Hi, Yelta. How are you?
I am excellent.
Me too. It's been a fun couple of weeks. I skipped last week because I was at a concert. I went and saw Queen in concert. My third time. Yeah, it was awesome. And they were great. But my mind was on Shadowbringers. I saw things during the Queen concert. I was like, that reminds me of Shadowbringers. Brian May, Sir Dr. Brian May. I don't know. He's a knight. He's an astrophysicist. He's a rock legend. He was riding an asteroid, and it made me think of Dalamud. Don't ask me how he did it.
I saw the picture on, yeah. I'm like, what is, oh my.
Okay, yeah. Ride it, baby. And then they had the giant robot from the News of the World album. If you're familiar with that, maybe even the Family Guy episode where Stewie
I'm
was
more
scared.
familiar with the Family Guy episode.
So the giant robot, or the Talos, if you will. And so it was on stage, and it picked up a part of the stage, and it reminded me of the giant Talos that we go up to Mount Gulg on. So, my heart was also with Shadowbringers while I was away. But played. I mean, what's not to love, right? I mean, we're neck deep in it. We just got Eden Savage rolled out. It's already down by the time of this recording. But I believe the times were pretty much on par with our last first tier of Savage when we go back to Omegascape. That those first 4 Savage runs, the timing is almost identical. So congrats Yoshida on a
you
nice rollout. You think
that's what they're aiming for? You think that was what they're...
I don't feel like Yoshida has ever been disappointed with the timing. There probably was that time during Heaven's Word when things were real wonky in the beginning, when the difficulty was kind of ramped up a little high, and so
it was broken, Ruby.
It was broken. I was trying to be nice, Yelta.
It was broken.
But I don't think there was as much woe in Stormblood and now in Shadowbringer, so I think they feel par for the course. Hopefully they're honest with us and will tell us if they feel like things need to be tweaked. And I haven't heard anything from the Savage rating community saying like, wow, this was cheesy or easy or any of that. It's just been a lot of Titan memes. So that's,
a lot of woo
good.
We did it from scrolling through Twitter. So I didn't see any like, well, that was fucking easy or anything like that.
So here we are. But I'm not in Savage, not yet. Maybe soon. We're talking about it. But for now, working on my caster gear. I'm well over 440. I'm not quite sure where I'm at because I've been really focusing on Red Mage. Summoner gives me carpal tunnel. We'll talk about the amazing changes to Summoner when we get to the patch notes. They ain't that amazing. But Red Mage has been fun. In fact, I read one of the changes on Red Mage, and I was like, oh, is this a good change? Is this a bad change? Because it's an ability that I never use, and I was not even sure I had it on the bar. I do, but I just have never used it because it doesn't really fit in the rotation. But now they've reduced the cost, and we'll talk about that later too. But I've taken my Red Mage up to 79 at this point, so really less than half of a level to go. I was playing earlier tonight, and I had ran Mount Gold once, did some Fates, and was going to run it a second time, and I thought, I can't do it in 15 minutes. Have to podcast. So probably after this recording, I'm going to go hit 80.
Me. I've tanked it now many times, and I can do large pulls. So
I could have my own personal tank. Love it.
I can heal it too.
Well, just don't Red Mage it, because that's what I'm doing,
No,
okay?
I can't Red Mage. Ruby, I am trash. I cannot figure out the rhythm of Red Mage. I need help. It's supposed to be easy. I think I'm overthinking it.
Perhaps. My wrist is healing, how easy that rotation is compared to Summoner. Very happy. I need to pick up Black Mage after I know you've gotten yours up to 80 already, and I want to do some big numbers. I'd love to blast things copiously with Flare. And Freeze now, right? They use the Freeze. So, I did that. Realized that I have a 80 Scholar. So I went and did the Healer Role Quest. I haven't done all 4, but this is the best one. I'm already telling you. This is the best one. Giot, I love you. I love you, Giot.
I love them. They're so awesome.
Yeah.
People rate that one as the top one, I think.
It's
the lists I've seen. And that's the first one I did was the healer one, so.
Yeah. I just love the quest. It's like, Giot's drinking again. Giot's still drinking. Giot's continuously drinking. Yeah. Love you. So that was a fun quest, and it does motivate me to do the others. I think I'll work on my Bard, and then I'll be able to do one more quest, and then it's taking that Paladin up. I think I still want to stick with Paladin because Paladin I think is top of the food chain. Paladin's feeling really good right now, so I think I'm going to continue to level Paladin, and then I'll be able to do all 4 role quests. I'm excited, especially seeing no spoilers. This one I don't want spoilers for. I'm going to plug my ears if you talk about spoilers.
I won't talk about it. It tells you stuff and things.
Yeah. Just that smirking elf chick. I'm just like, yeah, something's up. Something's up. I want to see the drama. I just got through watching on Amazon The Boys. This is part of my not 14 stuff that I've been doing, but I binge watched Amazon Prime The Boys. It's a new show about superheroes, and they do bad things. They're not all good. And that one had a lot of drama, a lot of behind the scenes, some secretive stuff. I just think there's bad things that were going on behind the scenes. Don't tell me about it. Okay, so 2 down, 2 to go. We did a lot of fun stuff with the FC recently. There's been clears. There's been map parties that I haven't been a part of yet, but we're talking about doing it. There's just been a lot of fun stuff, and I can't remember off the top of my head all the stuff that I've done, but I'm loving just all the just getting together. We're gathering together. It's wonderful. It's really been a lot of fun doing stuff with everybody, and the FC's growing, so that's been a real positive thing. So very happy with the FC right now. And final thing before I kick it over to you, Yelta, I was on a spoiler cast. Yes, with My Backlog Battle. If you are not familiar with Alex at My Backlog Battle, what are you doing? You've got to
get with it.
You got to get with it. So I'm going to pull him up for you here so I can give him a proper shout out and link you to the spoiler cast that we did. On Twitter, you can find Alex. It's at My Backlog Battle, and then their YouTube channel is / My Backlog Battle. We did just a breakdown of everything Shadowbringers, and it was really just we followed the story. We just went through kind of every piece of the story. We didn't talk too much in depth about the end stuff there, but if you're looking for just a journey through Shadowbringers, tune in. That's on Alex's YouTube channel, again, / My Backlog Battle. Thanks, Alex, for having me on.
Yay.
Yelta.
Yeah, right.
What'd you do?
Let's see. What did I do? Are we bragging about our gear score? Because I 450.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure you got it all. I still need that Titania weapon.
I bought crafted pants, that's all.
Oh, okay. I need a weapon.
You need a weapon? We got to go back into... you don't have 10 tokens, or were you just holding off?
No, I only cleared it one time. I think we cleared it one time.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Ruby, I cannot keep track. I've gone so many times to both fights with so many Free Company peoples. I can't keep track of who's with me, and people cycle in and out. And it's like you said, it's been very active in the Free Company lately. And I hope no one's feeling left out. That's my biggest fear. Is like we schedule something, everybody shows up, and it's like, well, I guess I'll hop out. Like Radiant will hop out to do crafting, or Freya will hop out to do something else, and let other people rotate in and stuff. But so I'm hoping no one's feeling left out in those runs. We don't have enough healers right now. I'm sure they're coming. Kohedi now has got a healer leveled up and geared out. She can swap out. So, like right now, it's basically Raven and I healing. Taja, is it Taja? I think it's Taja. Is Taja tanking? I can't remember.
Taja's
Bell
tanking. Yeah, Bell's tanking.
So pretty much those four are set, and then we've been like rotating DPS through. But as people get more stuff leveled up, I think we'll be able to rotate different roles out, or even maybe run 2 whole parties if we have.
Okay.
Could we have 16 people running this shit? Because that'd be pretty awesome, right?
I'd love it.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. I had a very sad moment the other day, though, when we're like, too many people sign up. And it's like, well, I guess we'll just take the first, whatever that signed up. We are using that. We're trying to use that raid helper bot. I'm liking it so far. Like,
yeah, it seems real easy to use.
Yeah, so we've got a channel that's locked down. Only people who have the ability to actually set up events, and we're just saying if you want the ability to be able to set up events, just ask, and if we think you can be trusted, we'll let you have it. But it's real nice because, like, for tomorrow, Bell Dandy created a Savage blind turn 1 for tomorrow. People have signed up. Do we get enough healers? Let me look. But yeah. So people can sign up just by hitting the reaction button. You just hit the reaction button of the job you can go as, and you can be set up so that like you can say, oh, I can go as a black mage or a white mage, or I can go as whatever. Yeah, Taja and Beldandy are signed up as tanks, and Raven and I are signed up as healers. So we only have one dancer. What the hell? I complained or something. It may have come off as a complaint, but we were running something and there were 4 dancers or something, and it's like, I can't wait till the shiny wears off and we don't have to have 4 dancers and everything. So maybe the shiny wore off, but people are still enjoying Dancer though. I don't mean to be dissing Dancer in any way, shape, or form, but it's like every party, it's like we don't need 4 dancers. But my week was full. Well, 2 weeks now. I got Culinarian, Alchemist, Dragoon, and Paladin all to 80. I got all the role quests done, including that 5th role quest, or not role, the one that comes after. And that was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I did a lot of fates. I got all of the zones to rank 3, so that's max. I still haven't managed to buy all the items from all the different zones yet, because I wish they didn't have the cap of 500. You can get 500 really fast. Of course, then that means you can spend 500 fast and get 500 more really fast. But, yeah, we even did like one night where it was like a fate party. The Free Company's like, let's all do fates. It's like, okay. I did a bunch of hunts the other night before the server went down. I think I bought the music and the 2 minions already. Nice. Yeah, so, and like you said, in the notes I have here, lots of EX clears / farming. And it's been my jam. And then even when the Free Company's not doing it, I've been trying to get the Innocence mount. And the fight's not that bad. It's a pretty fun fight. But, I know I kind of feel bad because I like looted everything out of Titania. But, so people are now like, we're going to do we're going to do a farm party. Don't invite Yelta, she'll steal it. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, but if you have everything.
But, I don't know. I do and don't feel bad when I steal everything. Part of it's like, well, I always come out. So I always greet everything. Greet everything. But.
Well, you always still help, even if you have the item.
So, and it's really nice that we get tokens. I still like that we get tokens, and, after 5, if I don't get the accessory I want, I can go buy it or whatever. But, and I did my weekly stuff. I did Eden, normal, farmed up the body piece. That's nice, too, the changes they made there. I just did all 4 floors and lotted on all the body tokens and won them eventually. That was another one last night. We cycled people in. As people got all their drops, they would drop out, and new people would come in and get their drops. So that was nice to do. But I've been busy working on stuff. I think I bought a couple of the new crafting books. Those are just yellow script, which I'm drowning in.
You can drown in yellow scripts, yeah.
Yeah, especially when you do your weekly collective or custom deliveries. All of a sudden, it's like I'm full on script. I have to go buy something. So, but that was it, which is still a lot. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm having a good time. I think we're scheduled to. Some of us go put our faces into Eden Savage tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it or not, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Kind of feel bad, though, not raiding. I feel like I should at least be trying. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. If it's like previous ones, the first one wasn't that bad. I can at least be getting accessories and belts for all my...
Yeah, I think that's always a good soft goal, is to get that first one down so you can farm accessories, even though the loot stuff has changed a little bit, it's still... Getting the first one down gives you a sense of accomplishment, and if you want to move forward.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And terrified at the same time. All right, you can shoot the shit with us. Go to the website, www.GTFFXIV.com. Let us know what you've been up to if you want to. First round is news. The Duty Commenced episode 31 archive is now available. I tried from work to watch this live. My connection is shit. So, while in the building. So, I did not get to watch this. You said you did.
I got home in time for this one. I managed to beat the traffic on a Friday and got, I think this was a Friday. If it wasn't, whatever day this was, I got home in time to watch it. It was great. Let me actually go there because I don't want to butcher it. But our very own Noriko Star was there, but she doesn't go by Noriko Star anymore, and I don't remember the new name, so I'm looking. Okay, it's Okiomi. But yeah, Noriko. So it was her debut. Her and I ran the show. It was great. They gave away, let's see, there were these cool Moogle, music boxes or something, like some kind of trinket. And then they also had, I think, the stuffed Namazu. Again, 5 of those and 5 of the other. I didn't win. Disappointed. I've won before. I think I should win again. And I want all the things. So, yeah, that's my analysis of the Duty Commenced episode. It was good. They did a great job. There was, I don't think, any sound issues or anything like that. It was smooth sailing. In fact, my Cinna pointed out that Noriko, Okiomi, Aya, and Reinhardt, Sexos, I always want to call everybody by their old name, all do streaming. They're all have had Twitch channels and do streaming. So they have 3 people that if there's an issue, there was an issue. Now I do recall. There was something. The shit was lagging like crazy during the first part of it. They actually had to take the stream down and come back up again. But this is where Cinna was like, well, the comforting part is the 3 people running the show all have Twitch channels and know how to fix their stuff if something goes awry, which they had to, and they fixed it, and it was fine. Of course, Twitch chat is just savage during these things.
See, that's the first thing I turn off.
No,
the
same old comments. Yeah, it's asshole-ish kind of stuff, and 3 frames per second. I get it. It's some good-natured ribbing to some degree, but people take it way out of line. Twitch chat has a knack for that. But it was good. They did a good job.
All right, the Final Fantasy XIV fan kit was updated. They added the 18 pieces of artwork used to do the countdown to Shadowbringers. So you can now download all of those in gorgeous, large sizes. I think we've talked about these before.
If you want the two bards, the two lady bards, looking at each other intimately, you can now get it.
Mm-hmm. There's some nice art there, though. I still enjoy looking at all of those. I kind of look at them and I'm like, we had no idea what we were getting into. We were such sweet babies. All right. It wouldn't be a podcast without the announcement of new optional items available on the MOG station. The first two items are these two new outfits. I cannot remember. I don't have it open. I think they are culturally...
Korean inspired.
Korean inspired. The word was inspired. The male outfit I like. The female outfit, not so much. But that's just me. And then it looks like last year's, or years before, the splash emote, and then that little Moogle incense burner.
That thing was so weird looking.
It's so weird looking. Yes, it is. Actually, and then the swimsuit outfits, that's actually, when we were doing our free company pictures the other day, that's the top I wore when I went swimming.
That one.
That top, and then I used the white mage little culottes or whatever, it looks like a little tiny skirt on a Lalafell, so it's a cute look. So the Far Eastern officer's outfit and the Far Eastern maiden's outfits are $18. The Endless Summer attire, so that's glasses, top, bottom, and sandals. I forgot that's where I got the sunglasses. That's $5. $2 for the splash emote. $5 for the authentic mosquito Moogle. And the authentic curry plate. Those are $5 each. So, that's all right. They're also selling us something else, but this is something I was glad to throw my money at, and that is the Shadowbringers single is on iTunes and Amazon Music. So, yes, it was so good to actually get to send them my money and have the official version of the real song, and I love it.
Me too. Such a good song. In fact, I thought about this. This song I have played more times than any Final Fantasy theme, Final Fantasy XIV theme at least, other than Answers. And it is rivaling Answers for me.
It's a different feeling entirely in one way, but it is just as epic, I think.
Yes.
All right. We have a letter from the producer live, set for August 7th.
Okay, I think this is 53.
I don't know. I'm bad at Roman numbers. I don't remember. And if you Google LIII, you get Super Bowl stuff. Yes,
the date has been set for the 53rd installment of the letter from the producer.
53. It's Wednesday, August 7th at 4 a.m. So that's 6 a.m. for us. Still a bit on the early side for me. And it's on a Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be Yoshi P answering selected questions from the forums that they're already collecting on the designated thread. So you have to be able to go to the official forums and post there. It doesn't look like they have any other tweets or any other places. It's just the designated thread. Q&A details. If you've been playing Shadowbringers, now the time to submit your questions about the latest expansion of Final Fantasy XIV. Questions will be forwarded to Yoshi P, who will field as many as possible during the broadcast. I haven't even looked to see what kind of stupid shit.
I did the other day, and they weren't that bad. I didn't see Eggy Glamours, at least within the first 3 pages. I'm kind of just glancing now, but...
Are we getting another deep dungeon? That's kind of one of the first question. Can we have the Warrior of Darkness's beard? Can we have a wind-up minion? When can I play with you? When can I have certain orchestrion roles? When will we be receiving news regarding the implementation of male Viera and female Rothgar?
Oh, yeah, there's your first one.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
You won't. There's your answer.
I don't think we're going to hear anything about that, and I'm not even sure they figured out where in the backlog it should live. You know, even if they're going to work, they haven't even fixed our hats yet. Why don't you tell me when they're going to fix our hats, and then I don't know. This one I do like. Are there any updates to the idea to streamline the A Realm Reborn, specifically the end of 2.0 to 2.55 content? I support that, and they have mentioned it, so I wouldn't mind seeing that again. So, this next one also, I have the same problem. I just started playing Scholar, I'm like level 71 or something maybe. Would it be possible to have the Scholar fairy skill tooltips changed to include the effect of the fairy skill?
Yep.
Because I had to go look them up.
Yeah, you got to kind of go up and down on that list, and I was doing that the other day because, again, Scholar's the only one I have to 80, and I'm like, where do I need to put these on the bar? Well, this one, what does it do? Then you have to go to the bottom of the list of the pet actions, and look, and then you go back to the top to see the action, and down to the pet actions. Simplify it, Yoshida.
Mm-hmm. This next one, it kind of seems obvious to me. With the Nier-inspired raids coming out over the course of the 5-point-whatever patches, would it be possible to include some Nier-inspired weapons or rewards in some form? And I'm like, I'd bet money I know you don't get weapons in 24-mans, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get stuff that matches. I think it would be really a waste if they did not include gear inspired by the game.
Right.
So I would think they would. Oh, so far I haven't seen too much stupid. I don't know.
There's some borderline ones in here, but
there's some kind of nitpicky ones. Raid current tokens into currency. Yeah, that one got a lot of votes.
Saw a level 27 main say that there's not enough customization for Viera gear, but we'll
really?
Past that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But anyway, so if you have questions you would like to see fielded, and I think they always say don't duplicate an existing question. Hit the like button. They are counting those.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like a few just now as I was reading. All right, the Moonfire Fair returns on August 7th.
Yes.
I always like this event. It's just usually good-hearted and fun for the most part. So the arrival of summer is heralded by the relentless heat of blazing sun. So let's read on for the thing. Moonfire Fair starts August 7th at 1 a.m. to Monday, August 26th. So make some time for that. Don't wait for the last day, guys, because we know what happens when you wait till the last day.
Mm-hmm. So
it starts the 7th to the 26th. That thing runs for over 2 weeks.
It's good.
That's good. Still don't procrastinate, but
it probably nice. Means that August 27th will start the rising somewhere around this time. Just it usually butts up right after the Moonfire Fair.
Yeah. All right. This one starts in Limsa Lominsa Upper Decks, and apparently there's an NPC will recount us, some wonders that await us at this fair. You do have to be level 30 to participate. So if you are not yet level 30, I would get your ass in gear and go to it. The event items are cute. These little summery outfits. I kind of like them. I'm not a prude, but I kind of like that they're like very casual, but not naked at the same time.
Right.
I like them. I think
Tasteful.
They're cute. Yeah, love the little headgear. So there's a Moonfire Hachimaki and a bunch of Moogle masks, a white Moogle mask and a black painted Moogle mask and a Namazu mask and some Hoppies and some Tabbies. And there's a poster. There's always a poster. There's a really cute wind chime stand. And I think I read a tweet that translated sounds like it even makes wind chimey noises.
Oh, I hope so.
I actually have one of those little wind chimes in my personal room, in the Free Company house, and it kind of every once in a while makes a little tinkle tinkle sound. I love it.
It's dyeable too. I like that.
Yes, the cars. Yeah. And there's a portable pool, which
Oh my
looks
God.
completely out of place for Final Fantasy XIV, but I think I don't care. It's so
I love
cute.
this.
A peculiar rubber enclosure that can be filled with water for purposes of mild entertainment.
I want a kiddie pool. I want a little portable pool in my yard.
Yeah, we were talking about, it might be time again to redo the Free Company house. And we were talking about the yard, and someone brought up the placement of the striking dummies that, you couldn't get behind them, so people with positionals couldn't do their positionals. And I'm like, well, let's move them or whatever. And then people were talking about, can we get to the balcony? Because, there's that balcony out on our style of house. And I know we've gotten up there before because I have pictures, but I think the last time we tried to line up in trees and stuff, we couldn't get up there. And then someone's like, well, you can stack all those tree houses. And I'm like, that's it, guys. Take everything out of the yard. We're filling it full of swimming pools and tree houses. So we're going to have a little summer party. And we should have a summer party in our yard.
Let's do it.
No, the pool's cute. And I'm curious what part is dyeable. So that's kind of interesting to me. All right. I like the Moonfire Fair. It's always it's enjoyable
so
to me.
last year's, was that the one where we were running the platforms and you had to run and jump and get to the top of those platforms out at Costa del Sol?
Yes, but it was easy enough even I could do it,
Yeah.
I think.
But I thought it was fun. And then it also had, if you really wanted a challenge, you could snake up to the top, and it was really hard. I couldn't do it. I got kind of far, but I couldn't do it.
There was a further up way to do it. Well, and then if you read the actual Moonfire Fair posting, it says, death-defying acts of daring do not quite your style. Fishing and culinary challenges will also be available for those looking to ring in the season in a more relaxed environment. So it sounds like there might be multiple. So if there is a jump puzzle and Yelta is not good enough to do it, it looks like I might be able to, because other years you'd be able to fish up a special fish and cook it into something and turn it in.
Right.
So
it's the byline on this says "Look, leap, and live it up." I mean, we could be leaping.
Leaping again. Yep. And I ain't even mad. I'm so bad at jumping puzzles, but it was not that hard for me. So that to me is good. It's good. Oh, let's see. We have then patch 5.05 notes. The patch is here. Mm-hmm. Haven't done any of it because I haven't. They did some balance changes. One of the things they did, they've adjusted the Return of the Monk quest because they changed something. And there's a bug fix later on. I think that's from Machinist. If you waited too long and leveled up too far, you couldn't complete one of your quest because your ability changes to another ability because of a trait, and you can't turn it off. That's in the fixed.
Scholar had something similar where you had to use lustrate and you couldn't use it outside of combat, and they had to fix that.
All right, treasure hunt, the dungeons of, boy, I can't say this, but it's been added. They must be inspired by Ilmeg, because that sounds like yeah. It's similar to the Aquapolis and the Lost Canals of Unzar. It can be accessed after players open coffers obtained from Zonerskin treasure maps. Guys, I have 10 Zonerskin treasure maps. We need to go knock these out. All right. It looks very green and glowy. This doesn't look like a sewer this time.
I like it.
Yeah. I have seen some pictures. Apparently there's some glowing golden bosses and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I want to get a map party together, but people have been doing other stuff, so. All right. They've changed some Free Company stuff. They've given us new craftable items. I think they're all submarines, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they've given us new submersible parts available for exchange. New destinations have been added. Maximum levels for submersibles have been increased from 50 to 60. And from 51 onwards, each level raises the submersible's attributes. And a wider selection of items can be obtained from voyages. I know Cinda keeps sending those babies out, and I am thankful for it.
Yeah, they bring back some good stuff. I think materia is a major thing. We get minions sometimes, some rare stuff, other parts so we can build higher level airship and submarine parts. And, there's a methodology to it. I would like to see this really geared for crafting and gathering. I'd love to be able to farm up tons of crafting and gathering materia that our free company can use to just create an army of crafters and gatherers, which will feed into like the Ishgardian housing and things. So I think there's a good niche that Submarine fits into, and it's not something that should be neglected.
Yeah, I'm super. I've tried a few when Cinda wasn't on for a few days. I've tried sending them out to whatever they were last on and repairing them and stuff, but I don't really understand it. I'm sure it's not that hard, but I haven't spent the time. So, and it doesn't seem to be game breaking either.
No.
The stuff that comes back, it's not like the end of the world if you. I mean, definitely we have a slight advantage that we can send out our submarines and get the stuff. But most of the stuff, some of the stuff we've gotten so much of. I've seen somebody in a link shell be like, "Man, I can't get any of this, whatever it was," and I'm like, "Dude, we have 4 stacks. Let me bring you some."
Red Moko grass or something.
Yeah, there's been some "Man, I wish I could get whatever." It's like, "Oh, let me just trade you some." All right, housing. They've added some new furnishings, and this little dude is cute. So you've got this crystal thing. That red crystal thing is one of the new furnishings. These ancient, pots and stuff are one of them. And this little stuffed dude is so cute. It's one of the little frog guys from the dungeon in Ilmeg. I can't think of the name.
Don Meg. The Thwoth.
Yeah. Yeah, so... I need to go and read some more of the lore in the area or do some of the side quests, because so many of those fates have those two little... They must be brothers.
Yeah.
They're just constantly just causing problems.
They're troublemakers.
Which reminds me, one of my favorite things in doing some of the other quests, like some of the role quests and other side quests, have been the only zone anyone fears to go to is Ilmeg. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, I need something from there, but we can't go. Oh, wait, you have a friend there? Then we can go. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but it's like that zone is the one that just strikes fear into everybody's hearts.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a sponsor when you walk into Ilmeg, the fairies just can go crazy on you. They don't care. The Leafmen were scary as shit. I mean, when you know the lore of how those Leafmen, and you see the cutscene where they're transformed, those buggers are scary.
I like that they put one of the aether currents right next to that one that was obviously mining at the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but and then they put them together like groups sometimes, and they said that they're their children, and but I kind of like that treatment of Fae folk, because in a lot of history, a lot of real world legends and stuff, the Fae were not nice. They were not kind things. They were tricksy and they were dangerous. All right, they added new orchestrion roles. They didn't tell us what they were, but they added them. Battle system. I think the clear winners were Monk. I think they're mostly happy with their changes. They got a lot of them. Ninja is on suicide watch.
Oh, yeah, the memes. So many memes. So many shitpost memes. It's terrible. People know that Ninja is one of the classes that got drastically changed and not in a good way, and the ninjas have been clamoring for some changes to make the job a little easier, and in comparison with the things that they did with other jobs here, they did little to nothing, more insult to injury than anything, by increasing potency by 50 for one action. It's really hurtful.
Now, I don't really know the problem with Ninja. Do they just don't do enough damage compared to the work to do it? Or?
Well, I think it's a similar problem that many summoners are having. It's a lot of left-hand tricky work just to do the same DPS output as another job that you know can drool on the
hit
keyboard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and win, and they're just crying.
You know, and we want a flair to each role and each job. There should be something that makes it feel different than another one. The identity. But if your identity is giving you carpal tunnel, then something might really be wrong. I've spent a lot of time in the Summoner forums. I'm not very happy with the Summoner changes, which were just a reduction in cast time for the 3 summons, and that the dots are going to apply faster. Well, great. It should have already been like that. And I think that's because of the unruination, when you're hitting a mob with ruin without ruination is a huge DPS loss. But that's not all Summoner's problems. Summoner's problems are just a lot of actions and off global cooldown actions, trying to squeeze them into small windows. Kind of reminiscent of Machinist from last expansion. We're trying to cram a lot of stuff in small windows for putting out similar or less DPS than other jobs. And I've seen a lot of ideas for fixes, like taking Phoenix out of Firebird Trance, and so you almost have 4 phases there. And there's a lot of things kicked around, but those kind of adjustments weren't done this time. And
no,
I honestly weren't expecting
stuff, I think. Yeah.
You know, I wasn't expecting those kind of changes. Some may say, 5.1. I've seen those changes happen on the even number patches. So, we might get some changes in 5.1 when the powers that be decide this is the route we're going to take these jobs. But I guess it's almost like they should have done nothing at all for Ninja if they were just going to raise it 50 points.
It's kind of like like you said, adding insult to injury.
Terrible.
Oh. I think Samurai got some changes, but I don't know what they mean. I think some of the instant casts made some people happy, but I don't know. Summoner, like you said, whatever. Red Mage, mostly MP cost reductions.
Yeah,
I think
as I've been playing it, I've noticed that I run out of MP pretty quickly. And not only that, if you are Res Mage, well, you just don't have the MP to res anybody. And I was in some parties where people were dying and I didn't have the MP to res. And I was waiting for somebody to be like, fucking Red Mage, help out.
I've thought it. I've not typed it, but I've thought it. I've been like,
And I was thinking somebody was about to, and it didn't end up happening. And I thought, wow, I can't really res anybody when I don't have the MP for it. So these are good changes. It's this Enchanted Reprise, as I was like, is this a major change at all? It's a potency increase, and they reduce the mana cost. So Red Mages are going, well, where does this fit in my rotation? Okay. I can see squeezing that in between a couple of things if you think you're going to be over in your mana before going into your combo. We'll see. We'll see what the big Red Mages have to say about it, and I'll follow that loosely. I'm more like a freestyle Red Mage than anything.
freestyle Red Mage.
Great community.
Or
great parse. Great community, by the way.
Astrologian, I think most Astrologians are pretty happy with these changes.
Oh yeah,
I know they really fixed a lot of the issues. I've heard there's still some. They're kind of hoping they restructure something. I can't remember what, but they're very, very happy with the changes. So that's.
I love the sleeve draw change, where instead of like you drawing a couple of times, it puts one on the deck for you. It seemed like a smoother change, and those are the kind of the bigger changes I guess some other jobs were hoping they would get. But these are still within the paradigm of the action itself. These aren't radically changing a rotation, whatever the healer rotation.
And these match historically the kind of adjustments we get at this point in the patch cycle, right? So this is usually, radiuses, MPs, changing cooldown timers and potencies and that kind of stuff. if they're going to do any major, like, reworking, we're not going to see that for a bit yet.
All right.
So don't lose hope. They have sometimes fucked entire, jobs for an entire, expansion, but hopefully they won't here. Samurai and Scholar got new actions. Samurai got Hagakure, and Scholar got Energy Drain back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Healing actions performed outside of combat no longer build the limit gauge. Yeah, that seemed like that would be broken. Eden Gate Savage has been added, and it's been defeated. I think we're done here.
We are done.
No, I was not able to kind of follow along, but it seems like we said earlier, the different floors of the of stuff was pretty much cleared the same as previous expansions. So I think they hit the difficulty where I saw a lot of people like crabbing about it. It's not really world first. Who cares about a race that's over in a day or whatever? And I'm like, but the serious people took the time off and wailed on it till it dead. So first is still first.
First is still first. Yeah. Big congrats. It's Entropy was number 1. Nameless was number 2. They're Japanese, and Elysium, number 3.
Awesome. I just now even just saw something else pop up where someone just cleared, their group just cleared, and it's like, that's awesome. And hopefully for us scrubs, the guide should be coming out soon.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen, I guess this is somewhat of a spoiler, so close your ears if you don't want to hear it, but it's not a big one.
I have seen the video of the special transition at the end of it. Looks badass. I know a lot of people thought they weren't going to do that, or they misinterpreted something about not having multiple phases or anything special in the... I'm glad they stuck with it. I may never see that transition, or I might see it in 6.0 when I go back and unsync it, but it bothers me not at all. In fact, it bothers me more. I shouldn't say that either. But it doesn't bother me at all that the people who are doing Savage get to see something cool. Have another phase, have another mechanic, have another whatever. It would be boring just to not have something cool and neat for them. And what is it? Don't ever talk to me or my son again.
You got it.
Yeah. No, let's see. You can't have 2 or more of the same job. So that was interesting for level requirements. So Eden's Gate, the first one you have to be 440, 445, 450, 450 to get in. 8 players, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes. You have to go unlock it, of course. They've changed how they're doing rewards. I'm not entirely sure what this means for me. It sounds like you're getting a coffer, and you roll and you get your accessory coffer, or your weapon coffer, or your waist coffer, or whatever. And whatever job you open that coffer on is what the gear you get. So I'm not sure what this means for, like, let's say we're setting up a static. Used to be, Shoes of Healing would drop. So, Raven and I would have to use our Suicide Kings list and be like, do I really want that? Now it seems like I like but I'm not sure how this is going to go for, like, sets. Am I going to be last to get drops forever because I'm a healer and they're going to give it to the DPS first and the tank second, and I'm not sure I'm ever getting drops. Yeah,
it's a static discussion for sure, because I've heard the complaints early before this ever dropped that, wow, I guess healers won't be getting gear because it's all going to go to the DPS and then the tanks and the healers, with the logic that, well, if we were able to heal it through the clear, then clearly you don't need any additional gear to do this. But it's hard work for a healer to heal through a fight. The more gear they have, the easier it is to heal through the fight. So, there's kind of a backwards logic to it, but healers were afraid that this logic could be used. But anybody could use that logic. I could say the tanks need it first or whatever else. And that's a discussion that you have to have with your static. Who's going to get what? I can see Suicide Kings working, but it simplifies it where it says, do you want the coffer or not? You're first on the list. Do you want this coffer or not?
The accessory coffer dropped. Do you want to use your lot this week to get it?
Mm-hmm.
And how many things drop? Is it 2?
It's going to be 2.
Yeah.
So we go left to right and just kind of go down the list and go from that. But you have to set those rules in advance. We've luckily had no problems doing Suicide Kings before, and we had discussions ahead of time. We would go systematically through it, and nobody had any regret. Maybe you have a regret like, I shouldn't have passed this week or whatever, but that was your choice. You got to choose if you wanted that gear or not.
We used a double Suicide Kings list actually, because we had 2 random lists of 8 names. The first was for your main. So you went through the list. Does anybody want this for their main? And if everyone passed, it went to the second list where it's like, do you want this for an alt? So stuff, I think a couple times people were like, I'll say no so I don't lose my main, whatever, but I'm first on the alt one or whatever, but I don't, for the most part, for me, I really thought Suicide Kings worked as a really, really good loot system, because I enjoyed it because you walked in there knowing that if the healer gloves drop, Raven's at the top of the list, and she already has them or whatever, and so I can get them. I'm second on the list or fourth on the list or whatever. So now I guess you could just be like, the bracelet coffer dropped. Do I want to burn my spot on the list and go to the bottom?
Right.
So, I don't know. And if our group clears or farms or just, I'm assuming Pug's just free for all, need everything. Yeah. Right. So maybe we'll just need everything, or I don't know. I really like a set when raiding though, because I always know that, sometimes even I would sometimes pass something because I knew it was a good upgrade for someone else. Yeah,
it feels like you're helping the team if you don't get the gear, because at least somebody that you're going to play with again next week is getting it. So the group is enhanced. If some pug takes the item, you may never see that guy again.
Yeah, doesn't always feel good. But you do also get your Eden's Gate Apocrypha, I think, per area each week. So, the first time. So you can trade those they're just like pages like every other thing. Mm-hmm. So, same old. I like that too, that I can still, gear up that way too if I get super unlucky. And they're in the Raid Finder now. This next one, I want to try this tonight after we're done podcasting. EXP gained by trust NPCs has been increased. It's my understanding it's been doubled or something. People are saying instead of having to run each one 6 times, you have to run each dungeon 3 times.
Well, that makes more sense, because sometimes it takes 3 times to get a level.
Yeah. So, they added new elite marks. I have not found any of those yet, so... And they've added elegant tombstones of
Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria have been added. Same old, right? You can have 450 a week, cap of 2,000. You only get them after hitting level 80. You can trade them in Ulmar to exchange. Oh, so there's in Yulmar, one's to buy the stuff and another NPC to upgrade the stuff. That's what it is. So, there you go. And, of course, they've got the list of what they've added where. Expert gives you 60 tombstones of Goetia and 40 of the new one, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, so I'm trying to do more mentor roulettes, Ruby. But I keep getting Rathalos EX.
Wow.
And I keep clearing it for the most part. And that's fine. But I cannot believe how much Rathalos EX I get.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I also think if you're getting stuff like that, they need to increase the reward on that. Like, they should be more incentive for doing Duty Roulette Mentor.
I kind of wish they would let us farm it. Not even like a daily roulette. If you want to do...
always give you the bonus. Yeah.
Increase the daily bonus or just make it reward more. Because now, don't get me wrong, I love running Sastasha the first time with Sprouts or a guild test. I love it, but because I do like helping people, and I do like running, and it's fun sometimes to just get like some fight that you're like, oh my god, I haven't seen this dungeon in 2 years. But the reward ain't great, honestly, in my humble opinion. You get more for doing a Duty Roulette frontline, Ruby.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Now that I see this. Yeah. PvP, they buffed y'all. Tanks, anyway. Have some more hit points. Actually, Ninjas, Dragoons, Samurai, go ahead and have some more hit points. And Samurai got the kind of the same change they got, where these Keishis or whatever are instant now. In the Feast, they've removed heavy metal and light metal. I don't even know what that is.
That's that where it makes you like heavier and stuff. You get statuses.
If you win, it kind of nerfs you. It's kind of like your handicap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what I think of that. Haven't played enough to know. Alright, items. The gear pictured is the new Tombstone gear. Yeehaw. They're not adding the list of items yet, but you can go look at all of them and preview them on your character. What do you think of the look?
They're okay. I mean, they're dark. I don't know. They're not blowing any wind up my skirt.
Not me either. I think they're fine, because I think that there's a lot of people who really love a lot of that red and black and whatever, but I'm not maybe my taste is what I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's edgier than I need to be. They've added new recipe. What?
I was going to say a lot of chains. I see a lot of chains.
I heard there's chains. Yeah, a lot. And weird mask things. I have to go try on the White Mage one and see, or the Healer one, and see if I can you visor that? Because that looks weird.
It looks bondagey.
It looks...
Throw that out there.
Maybe... Well, now I want it. No. They added new recipes. They'll list them later. They're showing this weird shirt and these capris. I don't even know what the
trendy
shoes. I'm not sure what's going on here. They've added new master recipes. Again, like I said earlier, you buy the books with yellow script, and you should have no trouble getting that. So I haven't heard any complaints about these are too hard to craft, or the materials are whatever. I haven't heard any complaints, so I don't know. New mounts have been added, but it's a bed. This is the weird shit. This is some weird shit right here. Why is there a bed mount? Ruby, I don't understand.
I'm going to justify this. In Dragon Quest VI, you had a flying bed. So there's your Square Enix justification for a flying bed mount. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, join the Mile High Club. I don't know what to say. You agree with me
that it's weird, though. And this is it looks like a single mount. Can you take 4 people on this
I think
bed?
it was suggested that it should be a 4 people mount.
Some sort of orgy mount is what we...
That's
if you're going to go there, just fucking go there.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's my understanding that Carpenters make this, by the way, in case you're wondering. New minions have been added. It's our funny little froggy guy again with his candy cane. He looks very dashing.
He does.
He does. All right, they've added new achievements and titles, probably for the raid, and I'm sure for the deep dungeon, or not deep dungeon, treasure map, whatever. Mm-hmm. This next one I'm in love with is someone who's been leveling her crafters lately, and you are on the street and you're talking to the leave guy, and then you have to run over, hit a crystal, go to another spot to get to a summoning bell, and they've just fucking added a summoning bell there, and I'm so happy.
Good move.
It was a good move. Part of me thinks they thought we would be mobbing it, and it would be too congested to put a summoning bell there, but I don't know. I think we're still sharded, aren't we? We have, like, multiple instances.
Yes.
So, I think that's it. The servers have been holding... outside of DDoS attacks, the servers, in my opinion, have been holding up pretty well. Yeah. Alright, resolved issues. I'm not going to read them all, but apparently some shit was wrong. One of them was the thing I said before, where, like, the machinist job quest you couldn't do after reaching level 76 because Hotshot turns into air anchor. Let's see. They had multiple dudes show up if you did a fate. Duplicate dudes. Alright. Apparently something where if you change the appearance of a Garuda Iggy to a carbuncle would make Windblade display incorrectly.
Oh, that fixed it. That fixed Summoner.
Mm-hmm. It's fixed now.
He fixed Summoner.
Stop bitching. Stop bitching.
Okay.
There are a bunch of tooltips and, I don't know. You were not getting your second chance points. I wonder if I ran into that, because I ran so much shit last week, and I kept trying to get second chance points, and I was drinking heavily, but I was like, why can't I shuffle my stickers? I don't know. Apparently Vieira hairstyles were no longer displayed after changing them at the esthetician, so okay. Yikes. I noticed this one personally, where the recommended number of players displayed incorrectly for time-worn glider skin maps. I had grabbed some Free Company peoples, and we were like, let's go do these maps, and I'm like, that was soloable. And indeed it was. So yeah. And other various issues have also been addressed. Good. All right, what's on tap? We've got some developers blog and tracker. We have two official forum posts. I'm not even going to go deep into them, but they have released the Rothgar and Vera naming conventions. So the posts are up. Go buy your name changes. Yeah, so they've got these surnames. So four names. They got a list of four names. They get a list of the two different... what are the tribes? What do they call them? Clans. The surnames for the clans. They are up. There's not a ton of them.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this you read. I got one good thing out of this, because I'm not a Rothgar and I don't really care about the naming conventions. I thought it was interesting that the names were different based on the clan that had a queen and the clan that didn't have a queen, and that it's like a suffix or a prefix, based on that.
Yeah, the Lost all have the same suffix, and the other one all have the same prefix.
And it's kind of cool. Like the Lost, they're lost without their queen is. So, very interesting. It gives you a little insight into who the Hrothgar are.
I'm so sad though that these did not come out before.
Yeah, they really should have.
It just, because people have created the characters or already changed. Well, they were gonna see, unless it was a brand new character, they were gonna have to buy a name swap anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So really, it's late, but it's not. I guess it didn't cost. At first, I was thinking it was costing more than if they had released it earlier, but most people didn't roll a brand new character to be a Hrothgar. They probably just changed the current Hrothgar.
Yeah, I read the one for the Vieira as well, and this one didn't resonate with me as much, mainly because there's one part in here that talks about the a Vieira, like if they leave the tribe, they can just kind of choose their own name based on something they like, which is basically you can name yourself whatever the hell you want. And it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's a little weird. All right, from the official forums, we have a post, another raid, another 8 currencies to bloat our inventory. So, the more things change, the more they stay the same. This person brought it up last May, before Shadowbringers released, and, you know, they're claiming, as he always says, that they can't just create a currency that goes in the currency tab. Instead, they keep giving us, like, 8 new items. In fact, it's more than that. So you get 8 new items from normal mode, plus you get, 4 items from Savage. It adds up. It really does. And they describe it out, you know, a lot. But basically the call is, can we please have this, you know, like they did with the Beast Tribe currency. They made the Beast Tribe currency something that wasn't something you had in your inventory. It was just in your currency tab. Mm-hmm. So, Okiomi did respond, one of the community reps. Salutations, adventurers. We've let the development team know of your thoughts, and thank you for your feedback on the topic. So at least we know if it's been heard. I personally don't have this problem. I think we were talking about this before we started recording. I get it. Inventory space is tight. Mm-hmm. Especially if you hang on to a lot of stuff. But 8 currencies, really, to me, I don't have any right now. I farm up what I need and I spend them. And I throw away any from earlier raid tiers because if it's an old raid tier, I can just go get them again. So that's kind of how I feel about it. It would be nice if they just made it a non-item on the currency tab. But I don't hang on to all my coins and all my, tarnished nuts, whatever.
Yeah. And I can see them going to some new solution as it goes. Maybe the pages become the norm and we use those more heavily. I don't know how they want to tackle it. I can kind of see, because a lot of the comments here go both ways. This isn't Hoarder's Eorzea, so there are tokens that you don't necessarily need to keep. Now, I keep some crazy shit. I got some old shit from Coil, I have
fucking lunar curtains or whatever from the final fight in 1.2.
Yeah, for nostalgia's sake, I keep some things. And then sometimes for glamour's sake, I'll keep a few items on hand. I don't even do the whole 8 retainer craziness. I have 3, so I pay for 1 extra, and I'm plenty fine with the 3 that I've got. I think I could manage with 2, especially now that we have the extra 200 slots in the glamour dresser. There's some things I could pull off of 1 retainer completely, put it in the glamour dresser, and free up, 150 slots for more junk if I wanted to. So I can side with the people saying, just clear the junk. One comment in here is basically, Yoshida, I wish you would create us a way that we could run old content easily, overpowered, and quickly. Please help us with that. You can go farm up some old crap if you really want. If you really want butt wings, go farm up some butt wings, I
had a slightly evil laugh when I first read that, because I'm like, no game that I've ever played has made it easier to go back and farm up something you want, either solo or with a small group. I still don't own the Answers Music Scroll Ruby. I need it, but I haven't gone back to do it because I know I can do it. Every patch that goes by, I am stronger and could probably just fucking go back and solo or duo it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not really concerned about it. I'm also not hanging on to anything for it until I'm ready to do it. I'm not with my crafters. I'm like, I don't hang on to everything from everywhere. Unless I'm actively working on crafting that set of gear or whatever, or those items or those food items, I don't hang on to it. I can go in 10 minutes and gather, in an hour, I can go and gather up anything I need for a recipe.
Right.
So why hang on to everything forever? But some people are hoarders, way more hoarder than me, and I have more retainers than you. So I guess maybe I lose some of my clout in this argument, but you don't have to hang on to everything. When I do mentor roulette and I get, I don't know, Alexander normal, I try to leave before the chests drop their stuff and I drop my coin on my way out. Yeah, or, because I don't need it, whatever the item is. If I need it, I'll join Kohede and we'll go duo this shit because she knows how to farm it. I don't know. There's very little you really need to hang on to forever. I guess, take a look at your inventory and be like, I don't need that. I don't need stuff from old raids. I don't know. However, again, I was happy when they added all the Beast Tribe currencies to the currency tab.
Oh, I agree.
I had at least one slot used up for every single Beast Tribe because I do all the Beast Tribe quests. I was really happy when they let you stack stuff into higher stacks too because, why not have 2,000 dark matter, or not dark matter, whatever the repairing your gear stuff is. But anyway, I'm glad they responded though. They've heard us. They're gonna, send the message up. I don't think they're ever going to go to, it's just one other currency for running normal mode raids because they want people to go back and keep running it because they didn't get what they want. I think that's part of the plan. I feel like the reason you still have hands, feet, chest, whatever, is because and they drop a lot of it on us now, but if you still don't get what you want, you have to queue up again because I think they want to keep the queues hot.
Right.
I think that's definitely part of it. Just because you run 1, 2, 3, 4 in one night doesn't mean you get all your drops, and I think that's intended.
Right, and I think the bigger intent also is once they drop the restrictions and you can run it over and over, you're going to have issues with people just running a certain one if they were to change it just to a token or something else. So
they would just pick the easiest one or whatever. I don't know. All right. I think that's that for that. Let's see. Oh, I think we're done. I think we have a last call. I do want a last call. It may be over by the time you listen to this, but Phoenix Down Radio and Gather Together, we are hanging out. We are going to the Up Down in Minneapolis on Saturday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be there. Ulf's going to be there. Klaus is going to be there. I'm not sure who else is going to be there. There is a sign up on Facebook. I have signed up. Probably going to stay overnight so I can drink.
Nice.
No one has to drive. Yeah, so like beer, pizza, and video games, mark the date on your calendars. And I'm excited. I'm going to be there.
Very cool.
This is your fault because we were so jealous that y'all in Texas were getting together that we're like,
I want to go to yours too, though. I want to go to all of them. We need to just book a cruise, have a gather together cruise. Oh my god!
Could you imagine the complete debauchery of a Final Fantasy XIV cruise?
Oh my god!
Just there.
Be a good time. I think we ought to put that on the radar.
That shit in Vegas, but.
Yeah, we do have I'm pretty sure they'll have a fan fest. Whenever that rolls around.
Someone scared me today. I read a tweet. They're like, Final Fantasy XIV is more popular than ever right now. What if I can't get FanFest tickets? And I'm like, what if I don't get FanFest tickets?
Oh, fuck. They gotta fix that system before we get there. Give us a lottery. Do something.
Something.
I've been playing for a long time. I need to get my tickets.
Oh, do you remember 4 years ago, whatever it was, the first FanFest, I did not get my tickets. Mm-hmm. And it turned out to be a bug in the system. There were still many, many tickets, and they rolled them out another day, and I got my tickets, and I was okay. But I was distraught. I was inconsolable. Mm-hmm. And I know that even last year, people didn't get their tickets. They didn't get to go. And I'm like, what What? What do you do? And I also understand the events can only be so big, right? There is a limit to what they can actually, house anywhere. So, I don't know. I want my tickets, man.
We'll go. We'll get them.
We'll go. We'll get them. All right, then. If there's nothing else, then I think it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can find links to all of our episodes and blog posts on our website, GTFFXIV.com. While you're there, please leave us a comment. Battle those bots, guys. We have lots of bots. And if you'd like to, you can support us by clicking the donation button. We really appreciate that. That will pay for our FanFest tickets and prizes. You can find us on Twitter at GTFFXIV. You can email us at gtffxiv@gmail.com. Please rate us. Personal plugs, Ruby.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Rubicon Vale. RUBICONVALE.
And you can find me on Twitter at Yelta Sumasu, YELTASUMASU. As always, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.